On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
Oh my God. And I'm just so happy to be here.
Me too, on this gloomy Thursday, but God, good vibes.
We're on a good one today.
We're on a good one. I got dressed today like, yes, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and then realized this will come out after Valentine's Day.
But you look so cute. My
But
little
it's-
pink lady.
You know, Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, you're at the Pink Pony Club. We're going to keep on dancing.
We're going to keep on dancing.
We're going to keep on necromancing
And
at the Pink Pony Club.
yes, and the next episode, we will be naked.
Oh.
Like, the Grammys.
Oh my God. Like Kanye West's wife.
That was wild.
Wild. What happened to decorum in Hollywood?
I did see somebody say if she would have had a full bush, then it would have been a different vibe.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. Anyway.
I
hello.
agree. I agree with that.
You know, it would have been like, ooh, provocative.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was just, I keep seeing two people posting the image of like him naked and her like wearing the coat or whatever.
Him in like big boots.
God. Well, I didn't even watch the Grammys because we were in Palm Springs this weekend.
Yes.
I didn't write an obituary for the Palm Springs house. Not ready yet.
Okay.
Not ready yet. But it's kind of obituary-ish, like the vibes, because, well, two things. So one, I was down there with the champ and the dogs this weekend, but my dad we sold the house, so he had to come pick up one of the cars that was at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he flew in, literally came to the house for 20 minutes, grabbed the car and left, but he came while we were out having breakfast. And so when I got back, he's like, "Oh, I spread some of Mom's ashes back there too." Like, by one of like the chairs that she loved to lay out on. And so that was obituary-ish. And then also just like the weird feeling of, so we've had this house for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was so,
There's like a grief.
yeah, I totally cried when we left because I was like, it's just like a last kind of tie to, you know, like family, everything, all the traditions, everything changes so much the more people that are gone.
Yeah.
And so it was
But
like,
that house is kind of like a constant.
yeah, it's just always been there. We've always had a house in Palm Springs. So it felt kind of sad and kind of like, oh man, it was less about the house and more about just like how being there, you still feel so connected. And I was like looking around. I'm like, what can I take that feels like representative of the house? I took a few things that just were always there.
Well, wait a second. You told me that you saw a spirit.
Can we talk about that? Okay, that sounds insane, and I understand that. But we were...
Wait, first of all, have you ever seen a spirit before?
I feel like that was the first time that it was so... I know there's non-believers because I was one for such a long time. But let's just say I saw something. I don't know what it was, but I was going through all the cabinets and everything. Like, is there anything that I want to take? Because, you know, we still have some, you know, games and stuff under the TV there. And so I opened up one of the cabinets and I found, like, you know, back in the day when you used to get your pictures developed, you would get like a photo envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found one of those and it had just a bunch of random family pictures in there.
Okay.
It was like spanned across years. So I think it must have just, someone was doing something, organizing, and just put them in there. One of the pictures was my grandpa's sister, my Aunt Arden. And she...
I love that name. Arden.
She was such a cutie. She had little bangs always, and she was just the
Aw.
sweetest. We were sitting there later that night, and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye go past. And it scared me at first because I thought someone was in the house because a handyman had let himself into the house earlier that day.
Okay.
So at first I was like,
Is he still here?
I had like a quick second, but then it was just like a blur. But in that blur, I felt like it was my Aunt Arden.
Wow.
And I've also been having lots of dreams about deceased relatives. I had a dream about my mom last night.
Oh, shit. Did it feel like different than?
In this dream, my mom was like, oh, I left something for you at the front door. Go see what it is. And it was in my house that I'm currently in, which was weird too, because I feel like most of the time, at least in my dreams, I'm always at a house and I know whose house it is, but it's never their actual house.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, oh, I left something there, like, go grab it. And so I was like, okay, but I went to grab it. And then she's like, there's two things there. And I wasn't seeing her in the dream. It was like, she was
knew
just
it was
telling me
her, yeah.
that. And so I like, what is that? But then I woke up. So
you don't know what it is?
I don't know what she brought me.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I thought that was
I've been having weird
interesting.
dreams about my feet, which I don't know what it probably means something deep. But remember I told you I had a weird dream that there was a kitten and I looked down at
your feet.
No. The kitten had no feet. And the feet were hot dogs.
Yes. Dream interpreters, is anyone out there? Okay, wait, I'm going to say dreams about feet.
Okay.
And see what it says. Dreams about feet often symbolizes your foundation, stability, and sense of grounding in life. If you see your own feet, it's a strong indication of feeling grounded and secure in your current situation.
Okay.
If you see cat with feet as hot dogs, it means
it had like
if you see
hot dog legs.
Damaged feet, it signifies feeling impure.
Oh, no. How about no feet?
Okay, dreams about no feet.
It probably like your foundation feels.
Yeah, feeling of being ungrounded or lacking stability in your life.
Okay.
So
maybe, the last like 2 weeks, I didn't feel good. I felt like my schedule was really kind of crazy. I mean, I'm such a night owl, but I haven't stayed up as late as I have the last week, I feel like. My schedule just has been like up and down.
I've been getting emails from you at like 3 a.m. every night.
Yeah, which for the past like year and a half, I've been good about. I still go to bed at 2 a.m., but I'm in bed at midnight, phone is away.
Yeah.
And like the last like 2 weeks, I feel like have just been kind of crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of working out and stuff, I feel like we have been on our journey still.
Yeah.
More committed than ever. I've added more days a week that I'm going to the gym. I feel like proud of us for sticking with it because you guys remember, I mean, when we started it.
Oh my God, I thought I wouldn't get through the first week. I know this is annoying, but like your body starts to crave it, right? You're like, okay.
Oh, I told you the other day, like, I think I'm addicted.
Okay, wait, TikTok fucking got me, but I didn't buy it on TikTok Shop. I bought it somewhere else. Everybody is using weighted vests now. And I take the dogs on 2 long walks a day and I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a weighted vest because, that's something I can just add.
Yeah.
That helps. And it goes up to like 30 pounds. And I was like, oh, I'll do 25 pounds, And I told, I guess my trainer now, he's not your trainer anymore. You have a different one. And he's like, why would you do that? He's like, your lower back and your ankles, like, don't do that. I'm like, I walked around with 60 more pounds on me. Like, why not? So anyway, I still did it, but it is so heavy.
Makes such a difference, huh?
It makes such a difference.
Oh, I noticed that even just from my sister having kids, like walking around with those kids, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like a whole extra fucking thing here. It's like a workout.
The arms of a mom, strong.
The arms of a mother like no other.
It's true.
Well, no, we were talking about this. So I'm going to a new trainer, and I'm going to him twice a week. We were going to our other trainer 3 times a week. So I started going to these HIIT classes like on the other days of the week. And I love them so much. And some of you guys that like follow me on Instagram, I feel like have DM'd me. Like, you're like, oh my God, you work out at blah, blah, blah. It's like has such a cult following.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's just been great because there's one right by my house. I can just like drop in there like 2 or 3 times a week. And that way I just get so many more workouts in.
Right.
Well, I've been trying to get you to join this gym with me and like do these workouts with me because I'm like, I know you're going to fucking love them. But this gym has made now the worst impression because today you were texting me, you were like, okay, I'm finally ready to try it. Sunday, let's go. And so I was like, cool, we'll go Sunday morning. And they give you a free intro class always. And so I was like, just do your free one. We can go together. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah. So I call because I, for some reason, couldn't figure it out online. So I call and they're like, yeah, sure, you can come in. But like, is this your local gym? Like, do you live locally? I'm like, well, I live a few cities over, but you know, my best friend works out at this location, so I thought I'd try it here. And I was going to buy a package after the free class. I can't imagine a world where I absolutely hated it and was like, no, I'm not going to.
I know you would like it.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, if I get a free class, I'm going to sign up. Like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, to get you in. And they're like, yeah, no, it's not your local. I'm like, what? I'm not voting here. Like, just let
her do the free class and see if she likes it.
Free fucking class. I'm guessing that these places are franchised, right? So it's like they want you to purchase at that location.
But you would anyway. Like, if you wanted to work out with me or whatever, or also like if we wanted to work out before recording sometimes, or like.
Totally. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll call you back. Or I was like, you know, I was like, okay. So then I texted you and you're like, well, just here's a link, like sign up for the free class here and that should be fine. And I was like, okay, cool. It let me and I signed up and
then what happened?
And then I get a text that's like, it's a long text.
It was like, hey, I noticed you were able to sign up for that free class.
Yeah.
Like, totally called you out. They were like I mentioned, blah, 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 blah. Just kind of like rude. And so I was like, okay, text them back and say like, hey, I work in blah, blah, blah. Twice a week. So that will be the one that I'll probably be working out at the most.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully that's okay or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like,
yeah, if you're working locally, then like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? No, I know you love this place, and it's not the.
Oh, I don't give a fuck though.
But it's not the gym as a whole. I think it's lovely. I'm gonna still try it in my city, absolutely, and I love the whole thing that it's in so many different locations.
Yeah,
that you can go wherever you are. But I was like, this person. Well, I texted you. I'm like, okay, kind of love her because she's a bitch.
Yeah. She was like, I was like, yeah, low key, I really like fuck with her vibe. She's like,
she's like security.
Yeah, like a bouncer. They're probably trained so hardcore. The fact that she was on you like that though, like immediately texted you like, hey, saw you were able to sign up.
What did I say? I was like, they're gonna see my phone number. I already know.
Yup.
Like,
and they did.
That's crazy. But if I were the owner of that place, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like you need to bring business in.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Drama.
anyway, not knocking the place. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm going to try it this week.
Yeah.
But just not at that location.
Oh, definitely not. I know now I'm like, okay, well, see you tomorrow. Anyway.
Locals only. And then I'm like, well, my license says in LA somewhere. Like it's like still my parents' house.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
I talked to my sisters who live here. And one of my sisters was like, you should just go in today and try to sign up for the free class and just fuck with her.
Or just show up on Sunday like, hi, I'm ready.
I'm here.
Well, the thing is, they all really like me there, I feel like. So
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure it's just some young.
I'm going to talk to them when I go in.
Oh, no.
I am. I'm going to ask them about it because I think that's weird.
It is. Like, what if your sister was here and wanted to take a free class or something?
Who cares? If people want to try let them try it.
It's not about, it's a, what, $30 class? Like,
no, it's not. Yeah, it's not about the money.
That's where I get like kind of Karen-ish. Like, it is the principle, you know?
I feel that way about things sometimes though. And I also feel like the older I get, the less like, I don't know, customer service has gone downhill. I know that.
Oh,
I will say that.
God.
I will say that. Like, you go into a store now and they don't even fucking look at you.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, okay.
You know, I watch another podcast. It's Delta Works podcast called Very Delta.
Okay.
And she does a monologue in the beginning of the show. And it's my favorite thing ever. I'm subscribed to the Patreon. I love it. And her whole thing is she's like, I know people have a lot of things going on, but I'm here to fry the small fish, not the fucking big fish. I'm here to fry the small fish. And she will talk every single time like, kind of like this, like, no, it's the principle of this little thing. I know there's crazy things going on in the world. I know.
Well, let's get her on the podcast.
I love her so much.
Well, Delta Work, if you hear this,
just know we love you.
Sure.
She's a fragrance girl. She's she's the best.
I need to watch her. I feel like you love her.
She's so funny.
Okay. But regardless, I would say that this gym, in this situation, they were the asshole.
You know what? They were.
And that feels like a great transition. Feels like a good time to talk about some assholes.
Yes.
And this first one says, am I the asshole for telling my cousin to take down a Facebook post about our grandfather's death?
Okay.
Which is like always a dicey thing, I feel like.
I know.
It said, sorry if this is long or confusing. I've never used Reddit before. I, 26 female, have been having an issue with my cousin, Emma, 29 female, that has gotten the whole family involved, and I need some outside perspective. Our grandfather hadn't been in great health the past few years, and over the past month or two, he'd really gone downhill. He was admitted to the hospital a couple of weeks ago in full-on kidney failure. We'd known this was coming. About a year ago, a doctor had told us his kidney function was really poor, and since he decided not to do dialysis, he had maybe a year left to live. Turns out that doctor was exactly right. I'd been to visit him in the hospital a few evenings after work, and it was rough. He wasn't too coherent, and I know there wasn't much they could do, and it was sad, but not really unexpected.
Okay.
He was like 85, and like I said, health had been bad for a while. Anyway, Emma's job doesn't have a typical 9-to-5 schedule, so it's easier for her to visit him at the hospital in the mornings. A few days ago, I was at work, when at about 10 a.m. I checked Facebook on my phone, and the first thing I saw was a long post from Emma announcing that our grandfather had died.
Ooh.
Needless to say, that was not the way I wanted to find out. I commented telling Emma that it was wrong to post this without first making sure the whole family knew and that she should take the post down.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes later, my father texted asking me to call him, and when I did, he told me what I already knew. Turns out Emma had made her Facebook post less than an hour after he died, when there were still a ton of family members that didn't know. I wasn't the only one who found out via that post, and none of us were too happy about it. A couple of days later, my uncle, Emma's dad, told me he'd specifically told Emma to wait until she knew family had been notified before posting anything. We all know how obsessed with social media she is. He was livid when he learned she had posted it so quickly, despite him telling her not to. At the memorial service, Emma confronted me, saying that I'd embarrassed her by making my comment on her Facebook post. Apparently, some of her friends had seen my comment and agreed that it was wrong of her to post the news so quickly. A lot of people are mad at her for it, and she's claiming that I turned her friends and family against her by calling her out in my comment. This has added a bunch of extra stress to an already tough situation, and I really want an outside opinion on if making the comment was wrong.
No, I don't think so. I think she needed to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Social media is so hard, like navigating that. Like I've gotten into it with my sisters before, like when maybe I've posted something like about their kids or something that they didn't post yet, like a birthday thing. And it's like, it can sound silly, but it is like, I don't know. There's like unspoken rules.
With death especially, though, I feel like you always wait a while. Just like
yes, that's shocking to find out that way.
When my mom died, we posted on her Facebook like something from the family just to kind of notify everyone who wasn't an immediate. But it's like prior to that, we went through her phone and called every person in there that like we could think of.
It's a valuable lesson to learn.
Yeah.
You have to.
In a world of social media, I think it's just best to wait.
This isn't death, but like gender reveals. Like if someone.
Or wedding pictures.
Yeah.
People post pictures at wedding. No phones at my wedding.
Yeah.
No phones at my wedding.
Oh, I loved it. I loved all the pictures. Because it takes a while to get your professional photos.
No, I get that. I just would be so mad if someone posted pictures before I could.
Yeah.
So obviously not the asshole in that situation. But honestly, you never know because I've seen people comment against us. Like someone the other day, and this one, I don't agree with them at all. It didn't change my perspective. They were like, it was when we were talking about the Am I the Asshole for the person who wanted to invite someone to the Valentine's Day party.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they were like, well, what if someone commented like, well, what if your husband is one of your best friends and you want to? And I was like,
well, that's true. I mean, my husband's one of my best friends. I know the champ is one of your best friends.
Still,
it's different. It's different. But you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah.
And love you. But
you can't come to our Valentine's Day.
Well, you can. He can't.
Yeah. Okay. And then this one says, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend my dad was dead?
Oh, God. Was this person lying?
I honestly haven't read this one yet. The other one I had read, I didn't read this one yet. It says, I, 26 female, lost my mother to cancer when I was 8, and I have always had an absent father. I only found out who he was when I was 13, and even then, he did not want custody of me, forcing me to stay in the foster system until I was 18. Over my whole life, I have had about 5 conversations with him, give or take. He's like a total stranger to me. He appears once in a blue moon to ask for money or something along these lines, and it doesn't really bother me anymore. I've just learned to accept it now, but I don't like talking about it, so to avoid that conversation with people, I usually just say, my parents are dead. This leads me to a year and a half ago when I had just started dating my boyfriend, 25, and like usual, I had just told him my parents were dead. But the other day, my dad showed up at my door. I still don't know how he knows where I live, and he asked for $100, except my boyfriend was there, and he obviously found out my dad was not dead. This led to a long conversation with him that night where I explained the whole situation. He said this was a breach of trust between us since I lied about my dad and that he needed some space to rethink our relationship, but he doesn't think he'll leave me. I feel so shitty and that I should have told him earlier, but I'm going to be honest, I just didn't think. So, am I the asshole?
I mean, a year in, you should have addressed it, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, you don't seem like an asshole. You seem like, I just didn't. Address it, but
they were voted not the asshole, but I personally think they were the asshole in that situation.
I understand the breach of trust. Like, imagine.
Also, how does that never come up?
Did you make up a story about how they died?
That's like what I don't understand, because that conversation happens naturally, like within a year of knowing someone. Like the champ and I have both lost parents, and we fully have, I mean, maybe not everyone's so comfortable discussing everything, but like with your partner, you should be. And I just think that's kind of bizarre. I think it's bizarre. I mean, family things come up all the time. I feel like there was probably opportunity there to clear that up. So they added some updates and they said, my boyfriend texted me 5 minutes ago asking to talk again. We're going to have a full in-depth conversation tomorrow after work, and I'll update again then. Then they said update 2. Before I get to the update, I'd like to clear things up. I've only given my dad money once when I was still desperate for his love and acceptance, but he did not get any money this time. And despite his confusion, my boyfriend stepped in to defend me and get my dad to leave, and it was only after my dad left that he asked me about it. Now, on to the update. My boyfriend told me that all the sudden information, along with the knowledge I hadn't told him the truth, was very overwhelming, and he needed some space not to say the wrong thing. He also said that he got why I lied initially, and he wasn't mad that I lied, more hurt that I felt I couldn't tell him about it. And he also mentioned he couldn't be there for me if he didn't know this was going on. The conversation ended in tears, and it is the most vulnerable I've been in front of someone. He was very understanding. We decided to draw a line in the sand and start again, if that makes sense. I've also started looking for therapy for my childhood trauma, and all in all, I'm using this as an opportunity to better myself and heal fully. Thank you for all your kind comments.
Okay,
and
that's all you can ask for.
And that's the accountability. So I don't think they're an asshole. I just think they were an asshole in that situation for not being honest. Eventually, talking about it. I don't know.
I feel like I would feel so stupid though, and I would be like, well, technically, metaphorically, they are dead.
Asshole
They're
sounds
dead
harsh.
Yeah.
Asshole sounds harsh in this situation, but yeah, I feel I personally would be like, dude, like I don't know if I would end things if like everything else in the relationship was perfect and that happened. I probably would be like, okay, I understand it was like a really, traumatizing thing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like it does feel like a breach of trust.
Yeah, I understand the trust thing for sure. But good that you're going to get some therapy for your childhood trauma. And I'm sorry that your childhood was the way it was.
Yeah.
Your parents.
Your dad's actually the asshole.
Yeah.
Your dad's the asshole for fucking not only leaving you in the foster system, but then coming to you for money.
I know.
Get real. Get
fucked. Wait, speaking of Reddit, like the Am I the Assholes? I found a Reddit that I like called, I can't remember what it's called. It's like basically explain this to me like I'm 5.
Oh, I love those. Yes.
Amazing. Learned so much.
There's so many. See, that's the thing. Like, I think Reddit can be toxic because of all like the gossip pages and stuff.
I try to steer clear of those.
Yeah. And we try to remain off of them.
Well,
we've been on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try and steer clear of that. But like, there is so much amazing shit on there. Like, if you could have one app, Reddit's kind of dope because she's got everything.
Yeah.
Like news.
Yeah.
Breaking things down. And actually, when we get to my coffin spinner, it's largely driven by Reddit today. So
cool.
I'm actually really excited about it.
Okay.
You'll have a new favorite Reddit thread.
Okay. All right.
In some exciting news, this isn't an ad, but we're giving them free ad time, actually. This just got delivered to my front door. So, I was telling Madison, I was like, I think because I've been working out more, I've been doing classes sometimes at like random times during the day. And then like, I'll get home and I'll be like, oh shit, I need to work a little bit before I can shower or whatever. Which I know, whatever. Or like sometimes I'll go run errands after working out even. And I've been like kind of breaking out. And she was like, oh my God, everyone's talking about this spray.
Yeah, that like Tower 28. But then I saw it's hypochlorous acid and I clean with that. It's like a great non-toxic thing, but it kills germs and...
Well, this is from Tower 28.
Spray it. Let's see how it feels.
And this is vegan, cruelty-free, alcohol-free, oil-free, and fragrance-free.
Spray it.
It doesn't say how to spray it.
What do you mean? Just spray it.
I like to know instructions.
Oh. Hold 12 inches from your face. It could also be from your headphones because it's kind of right there.
No, because it's like...
You got to spray more.
More?
Yes. Yeah. There. Do the whole thing for good. Yeah. Okay, well, I have a listener email. Get ready for this, Spencer. Get ready. Hi, Spencer and Madison. My mom introduced me to your podcast, and it's one of our favorite things to talk about.
Love that.
I love that too. Madison, we love your contagious laugh, and Spencer, you are just a gem to listen to. Disclaimer, you can use my name. It would be an honor. English is my third language. It's late at night and I'm tired while typing on my phone, but after hearing this story again during the holidays, I just had to send it to you both. I wanted to share with you both the story of my grandfather's funeral. It's not a story that many people can appreciate due to the morbid nature of it, but I feel like your audience and you both will get a kick out of it. 2 things to keep in mind with this story. First, this happened in Brazil, and it is our culture to not embalm the dead, so funerals can happen same day depending on when a person dies or the next day, but not any longer.
Well, that's like in Mexico. I feel like that happens a lot. Yeah.
Second, my grandfather was a huge joker. He loved to make people laugh and make inappropriate comments to make uncomfortable situations feel ridiculous to those involved, and we love that. Mm-hmm. We appreciate that.
Yes.
One of his favorite things was to make jokes at funerals. Not at anyone's expense, but to truly bring laughter to those around him. He was a trip. There's nothing better than laughing when you know you're not supposed to, like having to hold it in.
That's our whole friendship.
I know.
That's our whole friendship.
God. We've been told some horrific things and we can't.
We just look.
Ooh, we know we're not supposed to laugh.
We just love to laugh.
Well, we have talked about this. Like, what is wrong with us?
It was like, oh my God, are we going to hell?
Yeah, but it's just like, if we really expressed our emotions, I think we'd be on the floor crying, bawling.
Laugh or cry, babe, and we're going to laugh every time.
It's the truth. It is the truth.
I'll be laughing at my own funeral.
Me too. Well, Grandpa died on March 31st, so his funeral was on April 1st. Yes.
April Fool's Day?
April Fools.
Oh my God.
The April 1st, which in Brazil is called the Day of the Joke. My grandfather has a huge family, and all his brothers and brothers-in-laws were just having such a great time remembering my grandfather that they were like children who couldn't stop laughing. So much that during the church ceremony, they stood outside because they were afraid of breaking out into laughter during the mass. I love that. Cut to the burial. In Brazil, most graveyards are above ground and almost like mini mausoleums. My grandfather's family plot must have been very old because when they went to lower him into it, they realized that his casket didn't fit.
Oh no.
The people working at the cemetery began to shout that it didn't fit and he had to be brought back up. Everyone was stunned and wondering what to do since no one had ever encountered this situation.
Imagine though, just like during the funeral, something like...
Well, I would feel so embarrassed if that was me. I'd be like, why don't I fit? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, God. Everyone was stunned and wondering what to do since no one had ever encountered this situation when one of the attendants said, "Oh, wait, I have a saw in the truck of my car."
Which side do you go on? Do you go feet or head?
I think you gotta go feet. You gotta go feet. And then saw the feet off and just stick hot dogs.
Hire us to plan your funeral.
He proceeded to run to the car to retrieve the saw. Then they began to saw pieces of my grandfather's casket as all of my family and funeral attendants gathered patiently around.
Okay, wait, but I have so many questions. Like, did they have to move the body out of the casket first?
I don't think
Or do they just go and he's like...
I think they just went willy-nilly.
I'd be dying laughing.
I would die. It was then that everyone realized the ridiculous of the situation. Grandpa being buried on April Fool's, the day of the joke, and getting his casket sawed during his burial because it didn't fit in his plot. Everyone began to laugh and thank him for one more time making light of a sad situation.
Oh, I love that so much.
Thank you both again for everything you do and for allowing us to learn about history, other cultures, and each other around a topic that is not so openly talked about. Your Geoff, Rebecca.
Rebecca, sorry for the loss of your grandfather, but I'm so happy that he could make you all laugh one more time.
I just think that the way your grandfather lived is how we should all live, you know?
Yep.
And how the way he died, too. I mean, even at his funeral, he's making people laugh.
Agreed.
I love it. Well.
Wow.
We are here.
You're first this week.
I am first this week, which means you should have a little side bit.
I do. And this is for Cameron, Cam Anders. This was DM'd to us on Instagram. February 26, 1990 to July 17th, 2023. In keeping with Cameron's request, there will be no obituary write-up. He always said, if you knew him, that's all you need. A gathering will take place to honor Cameron on August 11th in the Best Western Hotel, Lakeview Room, 3rd floor.
Okay, I love that. It's like a non-obituary
obituary, yeah. That's a death notice, I would say.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You know what? They honored it.
He said, no obituary, please.
I kind of feel like that's like not petty, but like, no, you guys don't deserve an obituary. If you knew me, you knew me.
Yeah, a little exclusive. Oh, he would have loved the girl at the gym.
I was just thinking that.
Like
they're probably
you're not getting
related
in here.
Yeah. Damn.
I know. Like sometimes I think about that. I'm like, oh God, I want just like a one word Doug died obituary or just like something so like just simple.
Right.
But I feel like you and I, of all people,
there's so much to fit in. Yeah.
We have to have obituaries.
I know. We really, really need to write our.
And put that I'm a New York Times bestseller in there.
Well, that's going to be the first. That might be the only sentence, actually.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
Crazy.
Well,
we'll take a little break.
Okay, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Well, Geoffs and Girly, just when I thought that we had covered the majority of funerary traditions, what do you know? The world is so big and there are still so many things to cover. And I stumbled upon one that is super interesting and kind of freaky. And I mean that with the utmost respect.
Okay.
But have you ever heard of something called corpse herding?
Yes. So corpse herding is basically, I'm just kidding, imagine.
Well, it wouldn't be too far off. Remember last week or 2 weeks ago?
Oops.
No, I don't know what the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is. I've been there. I saw the ceremony.
Listen, I don't know a lot. So when I do know something.
You don't even know what you did know.
What do you know?
Nothing.
Okay, well, tell us about the coffin herding.
I can't get into your gym.
Exclusive, baby. Sorry.
Damn, locals only. Corpse herding.
Yeah, corpse herding.
Corpse herding.
We're back at it.
We're back at it. I know. You belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me.
Can you picture us when we're 80 years old just doing our variety show?
I know. Do your no.
Oh. I know.
No. Tiptoe through the window.
Through the true love, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the true love with me. Whoa!
So good. You sound just like, what's his name again?
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim. Okay, Tiny Tim.
Okay, Madison, could you tell us about corpse herding, please?
It's a term that comes out of China, and some people refer to it as the walking dead.
Love.
Or the hopping dead.
How did I never watch The Walking Dead?
You know, I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I did. Not the full thing, not the full series.
Okay.
But I wonder if they got the name from
this.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, tell me what it is, and
Yeah.
maybe then we'll come to our conclusion.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this isn't about necromancy that we learned about a few episodes ago, thanks to Spencer. This was people actually walking the dead back to their final resting place.
Is it kind of like Famadiana vibes?
No, it's not like a celebration.
Okay. It's more Weekend at Bernie's.
It's more kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. Although some people did believe that there was some sort of magic or superstitious aspect to it. So just stay with me. We will get into it. Corpse herding is also known in China as ganshi. It was practiced in the Jiangxi Henan province in China.
Uh-huh.
It's a tradition that was seen back in the Qing dynasty, which lasted from 1644 to 1911, which was not super long ago. It was considered bad luck for someone to be buried far from home, like far from their roots, far from their family. Not just bad luck, but it was said that their souls would be lost and restless if they weren't buried, like back on their home soil.
Yep.
So, since transportation, especially of a deceased person, was expensive, families of the deceased would hire corpse herders to essentially transport their loved ones back home.
Oh.
But this wasn't in like a vehicle where you.
Well, yeah, it's a time before vehicle.
Yeah. So it wasn't in, not even a wagon, like, where their loved one could just be resting and at peace. Instead, the dead were propped up in eerie, upright standing positions, and these corpse herders would walk them home. Now, there's a ton of folklore and oral stories passed down generations of people witnessing the corpse herders and the corpses that walked through villages in China. Can you imagine?
Looking out the window and being like, oh, the corpse herders are coming.
Well, okay, we'll get into like how they did it. And it's freaky. It's freaky.
Tell me.
So the logistics of it all. Taoist priests were typically hired as corpse walkers. Transporting of just one body wasn't super typical. It was usually quite a few, which makes sense. If you were walking a long journey, you might as well take as many with you.
Yeah.
Corpses were tied to long pieces of bamboo poles in upright positions. I believe that they were tied like their shoulders and arms up.
Okay.
So they kind of just dangled.
Oh, so there would be like herders on both sides?
Yes. So 2 corpse herders carried the poles on their shoulders. So one would be in front and then one would be in the back. And then in between rows of...
I was picturing a side to side. Like, have you ever seen those old kind of ventriloquist where they would like have the dummies on like a thing that would dance with them or whatever?
Yeah.
Kind of like a marionette-ish.
Kind of like, but real dead bodies.
Like the creepiest carpool.
Yeah, very creepy. Sometimes this created like a bouncing movement, which made it look like the corpses were hopping, which lends itself to this whole folklore of hopping corpses. And I thought of you because you're super into vampires right now. Like they were thought to be like kind of a vampire. It's a
like
whole
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. So the worldofchinese.com says, quote, written records of corpse walking are few and oral accounts vary. They say Taoist, everything else I read say Taoist priest arrives. He first checks the deceased date of birth, then uttering spells uses a peach wood sword, a spiritual weapon used for exorcisms in Taoism, to check whether the spirit will obey his commands. The priest doesn't take off with just one corpse. He waits for others to come in so that they can all leave together. Before they set off on their journey, the priest performs a ritual. He sticks a symbolic talisman, or fu, on the forehead of each dead body and utters incantations. The talisman is a yellow slip of paper with red ink depicting characters, images, or symbols that can conjure power and manifest energy.
Wow.
The bodies then rise up and follow the priest. As rigor mortis has set in, the dead can only hop. These same hopping zombies, known as jiangshi, or rigid corpse, have inspired a number of Hong Kong zombie films.
Oh, that has to be where The Walking Dead got its inspiration.
I know. This in turn popularized the common concept that Chinese zombies hop to go forward and stretch out their arms for balance. Interesting. But as I said, it wasn't magic or spells, unfortunately. It was just corpses being tied to bamboo and carried. Although there are also stories of corpses being carried on priests' backs, with one priest in front kind of guiding and then the other one under a robe holding the corpse on his back. So it kind of
like a piggyback ride.
Yeah, but you couldn't see the person holding the corpse, so it kind of just looked like the corpse was walking itself. Crazy. Corpse walking processions happened only at night, and the priests rang small gongs to warn villagers to stay inside. So imagine you're at home. Imagine we're sitting here right now. It's almost about to be
You hear that
evening.
gong.
You hear that gong, and you know you better get your ass inside, and you need to lock the house and mind your own fucking business.
Oh, I'd be...
Well, the whole thing is you're not supposed to look at a corpse for too long because they can steal your chi or your energy.
Or like your soul.
If you look at them for too long. Or there's a story of a corpse bride where this like little girl was like looking, you know, through her house at the corpses walking by, and the corpse walked over to her and fell in love with her. And like priests had to gather around and like say prayers for hours to get this corpse to leave her alone.
Fuck.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. Crazy. There are some accounts that say that priests would carry only white lanterns, and some stories that say they would drop fake money like along the way in front of the corpses to kind of bribe them to get home.
Okay.
Which I love. If I were a corpse, I'd fall for it.
All right.
I'd be hopping. Yeah.
Throw another 20.
Come on.
I'd be like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Okay, again, that was folklore and sounds so much cooler than it, really was. Also, the corpses had different herbs applied to their bodies to prevent decomposition and keep their joints flexible for the long journey home. If the journey was pretty long, like if it took, because they only did it at night, so if they needed to rest during the day, they stopped at essentially corpse hotels, which we've talked about on the show. But they're like inns where corpses are welcome.
Yep.
So the priest would go in, kind of lean the corpses up against a wall, and then they could rest all day.
Damn.
And start their journey back at night. Okay, but this is the interesting thing. Not every corpse was eligible for this. This wasn't like, just your normal citizen being able to hire a corpse herder.
Okay.
The practice was only for those who were executed. So only...
That was like a plot twist.
I know.
Okay. She did it again.
Okay, Writers Guild. Call me. I was reading an article that I have linked on scmp.com about this and how the practice of corpse herding probably came about because of the, quote, practice of autumn executions, in which convicts were killed during one short period during the year, meaning that corpses often had to be transported long distances to their burial. So I looked into this because I thought it was interesting, and what I could find was something called the autumn trial system, where the death penalty cases were reviewed every autumn during the Qing dynasty. So the autumn trial system decided which criminals were executed, leading to multiple bodies being executed and needing transport. And the infamous autumn executions created, obviously, large groups of corpses that needed to be carried home. But yeah, you could only be eligible for this if you were, quote, forced to die.
Okay.
So any other deaths you couldn't do, only if you were executed. And not everyone could be a corpse herder. You had to be at least 5'7", and you had to be over 16 years old.
Well, that makes sense that there'd be like a height requirement, because if one person was super tall and then one person's super short.
Oh my God, they're just yeah, totally. You also needed a good sense of direction. But the most interesting one is that you had to be ugly.
Ugly?
You couldn't be attractive.
Oh, fuck. We'd never get to be corpse herders.
We'd never get to do it. The idea of hiring an unattractive person or an ugly person.
Imagine signing up your enemy.
And they get in.
Or like, hey, they want you to be a corpse herder.
That is an insult. Oh my God, that is an insult. I guess their whole reasoning was like, if you weren't attractive, you probably weren't marrying and you probably weren't having kids. And so you wouldn't pass this employment down.
Well, and like, kids. What do you just walk around at night anyway? Yeah.
But also, I guess in traditional Chinese folklore, restless spirits often target attractive individuals more so than.
That's why I saw a spirit the other day.
That is.
Oh my God.
I guess it's believed that they're easier to possess. So, I don't know. Corpse herding is no longer practiced today, but the practice largely disappeared in the mid-20th century. So they were doing this until, 50 years ago or something?
Wow.
I guess the rise of the Communist Party of China and the Cultural Revolution, which took place in the 60s and 70s, banned superstitious and religious activities. And also, obviously, transportation methods modernized, so actual vehicles kind of made it unnecessary. But if you were caught with a corpse, hurting them, and it was already banned, then a lot of times you were thrown in jail with the corpse, which is crazy.
Imagine that bail phone call. Like, you're never going to believe this.
I know. I'm here with this criminal.
Stinky.
With Stinky. Oh, God. It's ugly and stinky.
And I'm ugly, yeah.
Ugly and stinky at your service.
Like when you would go to the mall and they'd be like, Abercrombie Fitch, like, do you want to work here or whatever? Or like when like a Disney person would come and be like, have you ever thought about auditioning?
Oh, I love that. Being in the mall with your mom.
And they come
here's
up.
my card.
Yeah.
My mom would always be like, it's a scam.
That's what my mom would say, too. They'd be like, have you ever thought about being in commercials or anything?
Because it was a scam. It was like pay to fucking.
Yeah, pay to play.
This isn't like
We
the
could have been
90s.
trafficked.
I mean, who knows? Okay, but in 2013, there was a news article that I found that pertains to this. This happened in China. This guy was stopped by police because he was walking along a highway carrying his father's dead body on his back.
Okay.
And people thought that it obviously looked suspicious, so they called police. Police showed up, and he told police that his father had passed away, and he needed to bring him back to his hometown province. He didn't have any money for proper transportation, so he walked and took buses for miles and miles. Some bus drivers were okay with transporting the corpse. They didn't really bat an eyelash, but they asked how his father died, and his father had died of tuberculosis. So they were afraid of infection.
Yeah.
So they're okay, get out of here. So he was frustrated and out of options. So he just started walking. When police got to him, he was already 23 hours into his journey. But I couldn't find anything else because police were a little suspicious about it. But I bring it up. The pictures are interesting. I mean, he's on his father's back, and
father's on his back.
No, his father's walking. The corpse is walking, honey. We're going to hell. That's it.
We laugh so we don't cry.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, I loved that.
I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Little corpse herding.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, we're gonna go hoard some herd some corpses,
or hoard them,
whatever. It's none of your business. But when we come back, we'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin.
You're over here for all I know.
Yeah.
Looking over here.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
My coffin spinner this week is going to be a little all over the place, girly.
I love it.
But honey, she's genuine because I was hooked on this Reddit thread this week. And this is what I was telling you about earlier. And it's fascinating. It's called Ask Funeral Directors.
Ooh.
And I found it when I was looking for an Am I the Asshole this week. It was a suggested post from this group. And I just spent hours scrolling through, reading all of the things, and I love it so much. I got so much inspiration for future episodes, but I want to start with the specific post that drew me in.
Okay.
And it says, why did 11-year-old boy look this way?
Okay.
It says, hello, an 11-year-old boy, my little cousin, passed away unexpectedly in October. He was at school and just died sitting in a chair. We found out after the autopsy that his heart was enlarged and just stopped beating.
Oh.
Due to the shock, his parents were unable to have a funeral until 3 weeks after his death. And the entire time he was at the funeral home, refrigerated, I presume, which I just cannot imagine.
I can't even imagine it for the other kids.
Cannot imagine.
Too.
Traumatizing.
Could you imagine being in
No.
class?
Oh, at the funeral, he looked a way that pains me to find a word to describe. He was 11, handsome, full of life. I know his body would not look full of life, but it did not look like him at all. Yet he looked like an old man. There was an obvious ridge in his forehead. From the autopsy, I assume. His hands were 2 different colors. One of his ears looked shriveled up. His face looked to be sagging, and you could almost see the sewing of his eyes, and they looked flat. I thought to myself, it should have been a closed casket. It was heartbreaking, and my grandfather passed away in 2020 and looked better in his casket.
Ooh.
I did research online and saw that the extended time from the death to the funeral should not have caused this. Would this have been caused by the funeral home not being a good match for him? I figured the fact that he was a child and died peacefully would have helped with the process, but that appeared not to be the case. Any context that could be offered is appreciated. Thank you. And so funeral directors started chiming in. One said the damage to tissues done by the autopsy would result in adverse effects during and after embalming. These effects would be further exacerbated by prolonged refrigeration if that was indeed the case. These effects could also have been exacerbated by prolonged sitting. That is to say, the embalmed remains just hanging around at room temperature. However, any mortician worth their salt would know how to restore the appearance using cosmetics. There are no typical cases. We're trained to adapt to circumstances. And someone else said, it sounds like you're describing hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The heart muscle is never supposed to become enlarged from use, unlike all the muscles in the body. In HCM, a genetic defect means it becomes enlarged and thickened until it can no longer contract and the person dies. In adults with milder cases, the process can take years. In kids, it's often very sudden, and being athletic and exercising more actually makes it worse. My point being that this disease runs in families, and if your cousin was a blood relative, you should be checked, and his whole family.
Oh, shit.
Because you could carry the gene or have a mild case yourself, which could be treated. My sister-in-law discovered she had HCM when her older sister died suddenly at 34. It was in her family as an undiagnosed cause. There's an organization called the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Association that's a great resource, and then gives their website to that. But I just I thought it was cool, being able to go there and just be able to get these answers from people who work in this field. But that one does sound like it was that mortician should have been able to restore that body so that it appeared fine.
Right. 2 different color hands. I mean, there's no excuse
and a shriveled
for that.
ear and stuff. Yeah, it's
there's no excuse for that. I mean, I don't know, but I do know makeup, and you can fake 2 different colored hands.
For sure. Okay, so then I'm scrolling along and I see this post. It says, Grandpa was smiling in the casket.
Okay.
So I just went to my grandpa's funeral today, and I noticed he had a sort of a smirk on his face, as if he was slightly amused. I did a tiny bit of research and found that morticians don't typically put a smile on the face when setting features. My entire family kept remarking on the smile and how he must have been happy when he died. I guess my question is, how did he get that smile on his face? Would a mortician set a smile on his face on purpose? And if so, why? The thought of manipulating a dead person's face to represent an emotion they may or may not have felt feels weird to me. I don't want this post to come off as bashing funeral directors or morticians at all. I really respect the work you guys do. I'm just curious.
I love a smile in a casket.
Oh,
I
honey,
want a full...
Give me veneers, too, while you're at it.
I want a full... I know. Are you kidding me?
I want to...
If I ever get veneers, they will be shown in the casket.
Honey, put the... Someone said, I try to keep them from frowning for sure, but I can't change the shape of their mouth, really. Some people look naturally grumpy, some look naturally pleased.
That's true.
Someone said, resting bitch face. Take it with you. And then someone said, I will turn up the corners of a mouth just slightly so the deceased looks a little more peaceful.
Peaceful, yeah.
And someone commented underneath that and wrote, that's thoughtful of you. I've seen 2 older deceased people and their mouths have been set in a grotesque straight line, making them not even look like themselves until the lower face is covered. Yeah, give a smile.
I want to smile.
And then someone else commented, what's the process for changing or setting facial expressions? And someone commented and said, simply use your hooks to pull up the corners during the embalming process. And as tissue fixates, they have a more peaceful expression. Sometimes a little cotton can be used between the gum and lip to help it stay in place. And there's times when it's more difficult, but a straight line is better than a frown.
I agree.
And someone else said, because gravity looks horrifying, so when we embalm, sometimes we'll use an upward motion to make the person look more natural.
Gravity is horrifying.
Honey, and we are experiencing it, okay?
I was just saying, I'm like, my boobs are up my belly button. That's gravity.
She ain't defying gravity over here. Okay?
No.
She dressed like Glinda, but she ain't defying gravity. Okay,
no, not at all.
No, I just thought it was so like incredibly sweet that there's this like oasis on the internet where people can go with their questions that are just weighing on them, because it's such a weird thing when someone dies. Not everyone wants to talk about it. Not everyone's us.
We know, from this show, we know that it's so fucking normal to me.
So normal, yes.
That I'm like, why was it ever not normal? But yeah, there are these weird, like, what, last week I was like, can you die standing up?
Well,
like,
yeah.
there's like certain questions that you just have, and that's so cool.
Yeah, that they can go, and then all these industry workers, like people who work in the funerary industry, are eager to help them. It just feels very like heartwarming to me. Like this one. So someone wrote my son's neck as the header of this post, and it says, my 23-year-old son died 5 months ago from pulmonary failure. The last 3 days before he died, his neck seemed to be stretching. It was so unnerving to watch. I didn't understand what was happening and didn't think to ask anyone at the hospital. For some reason, I can't get this image out of my head. I know this isn't a funeral question, but can someone tell me what was happening to him? It's all I see when I think about my handsome son. Thank you. And so people weighed in and they said, someone wrote, my sincerest condolences. When the lungs aren't working like they should, other muscles in the body start to work harder to try to pump oxygen through the body. These include the muscles between ribs and neck muscles, usually called accessory muscle breathing, and this can cause the neck to look like it's stretching or strained.
Wow.
My guess is that's what was causing it. I hope you can reflect on other pictures or at his funeral and remember some memories you had together. And then someone else commented underneath that and said, I'm an x-ray tech and I second this answer. I image people in states like this all the time. And one of our biggest indicators of a collapsed lung is diminished lung sounds and tracheal deviation. And that means it looks like the throat is off to the side. As this comment pointed out, other muscles and organs will try to compensate for failure for survival. But unfortunately, that survival is just buying time and can't typically be sustained long term without medical intervention. I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm sorry you had to see a loved one like that. I know firsthand how helpless it feels to watch a loved one in that state, and I hope you never have to go through something like that again.
Wow. That would bring me comfort knowing the reason.
Yeah, like it was just a medical thing happening. It's common.
Yeah. He was just his body was overcompensating for the lungs. Yeah.
And then
death care workers and, anyone in the funeral industry, the ones that are good, are just angels.
Gems.
Yeah.
Someone else wrote, fingernails. My grandfather recently passed away and he was embalmed, and we noticed at the viewing that all of his fingernails had fallen off.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God.
First of all, that's also something. I love a press-on nail. Please get some very natural ones for Grandpa. Why would you send him out there with nothing?
I'll staple them.
That's crazy.
Get some crazy glue. The funeral director offered no explanation. We assume it had something to do with the preparation of the body, but I want to know what happened.
There's no excuse for that.
Well, someone said, how long had your grandfather been deceased before the funeral? The only thing I can think of is that he had been deceased for quite a long time or kept in a very moist environment, which can cause the top layer of skin to come off, and I've seen that take off fingernails before, but I really can't think of anything else. And this person wrote, he passed away on a Monday afternoon, and he was taken Monday evening about 2 hours later. The viewing was on Friday.
Are you sure Grandpa had fingernails when he was alive?
Yeah, were they there to begin with? Well, then someone else wrote, fingernails fall off due to a few things: injury, infection, certain medications. As we grow older, our nails become brittle and fragile. I don't believe it was necessarily the embalmer's doing. Personally, I've had decedents' toenails fall off just by removing their socks.
That, I think, falls on the mortician, because why are you not going and getting some Kiss nails from CVS and gluing them on?
Grandpa with the press-ons.
No, but they make natural ones. I would rather, I'm not talking big red.
Everyone needs
stiletto.
Fingernails at their feet.
It's true.
Grandpa just with a full-on.
A full set. I would love that. But truly.
Okay. Well, someone else started another thread in here, and this is like, I saved this for the grand finale because I just love these always. We've done some like this before, but it says, what's the weirdest / coolest / craziest thing you've buried with your clients?
Ooh, okay, love this.
Always love ones like this. They wrote, another post I just read about being buried with books made me wonder, and so I'm asking, what's the thing that was added to a coffin or with the body during cremation, if that's allowed, that you'll always remember because of how cool, weird, crazy, etc. it was? What?
I'd be buried with our book. Are you kidding? Put it on my chest with my smile.
Have you seen this book?
You guys, this is everything you need.
And we do actually talk about some people being buried with stuff in here.
Yeah, we do.
That's one of my favorite sections. If you haven't bought our book, you can. It's Obituary, the Big Hot Book of Death. It's spelled just like the show.
It'll be right here and here.
Oh, La Pascualita. Come on. This is a great book.
Come on. That's not the camera. Oh, my God.
Come on. That's a great book. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So someone wrote, a dildo, stuffed pets, cremated pets, other people's ashes, lots of booze and cigarettes, many joints and things of weed, unknowingly buried a crack pipe and meth, announced...
You can't start with a dildo.
Announced after the person was in the ground, nudes, turned on flashlights, which I love, iPods, letters, colored pictures from kids, stuffed animals, weapons, chew, probably more than I'm forgetting. Put a gun in there, just in case I got to start being the Walking Dead and come back out of there. Like, I want to be ready.
Put a gun in there. Put some cigarettes in there. Put popcorn in there.
Someone wrote, we buried my sister with her iPod and we pushed play when we closed the casket. She loved her music. Ugh, set me a vibe.
Yeah.
I want like frequencies. If you were going to be buried with an album.
Oh, I can't do that. I don't know what it would be. I'd have to burn a CD, like a mix.
Okay.
Like a dead mix.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
A death mix.
Someone said, I'm not a funeral director, so I couldn't say, but last week I worked a service where the decedent in her casket was tucked in with a blanket. It was very cute. Love a blanket. Cozy.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't even think of that. Crematory operator here. Here are some things I've cremated with people. Hair from their daughter. Piles of fake money and paper houses. A son's rap CD and tour info. A Walkman, ice climbing gear, animal cremated remains, plastic bags full of booze, weed, 100 tennis balls and rackets, packing peanuts. There's a lot more, but there's no end to the oddities people wish to inter with their loved ones.
Spencer?
Huh?
I'd like to send it out to the G-offs. Anybody who is a crematory operator who may listen, would it be possible to cremate our book?
I think so.
I think so.
Someone said the most interesting thing I cremated with someone was fishing poles. Buried was multiple pounds of marijuana, joints tucked into each finger fold on his chest, half a bottle of tequila.
The cremator's like...
and probably about a dozen yerba mate drinks. The casket weighed almost 400 pounds with all his stuff in there.
Damn.
The headstone, 6 feet long and weighed over 800 pounds, and his entire funeral was paid in cash. That reeked like pot, but that's Humboldt County for you.
Okay.
Someone said 26 pet urns and a dead bird in a toothpaste box. We kept the bird in the cooler with the decedent.
Aww.
Thousands of dollars of beautiful jewelry. The daughter wanted it. The husband of the deceased / dad of the daughter didn't like her behavior throughout life, so he buried every piece of jewelry he gifted in their 60-year marriage.
Fuck. You can't have it.
Oh, girl, I'd be a gravedigger. Someone said I cremated the guy with the pepperoni pizza.
Yum.
Someone else said lots of jewelry, lots of cigarettes, lots of weed, but I do always find it tender when I get to tuck someone in with their special blanket or pillow for their final rest.
You have a blanket?
I do. Someone said we buried a cop literally on his motorcycle once, which you know we fucking love.
Love.
Someone said when my ex's grandmother passed away, they euthanized her dog and put it in the casket with her. They killed the dog and buried her with it. Who does that?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I wouldn't do it, but I would like hot dog with me, like her remains with me.
Same. I'm like, euthanize me
when
the dogs die.
Someone else said, not a funeral director, but went to mortuary school. Around 1999 or 2000, I was around 13 or 14 years old, and I went to the funeral of a great uncle. He had decks of playing cards, loose cards, and casino chips placed all around him in his casket. When I say all around him, I mean it was as if he was in a bath of casino chips and cards.
I love that.
I tried to count how many decks of cards were in there, but I couldn't finish without reaching in the casket to move things around. But I stopped at 17 decks. He and my grandpa lived for gambling at the casinos in northern Michigan. There were actually more than a few casino employees who showed up to the funeral, LOL. Whenever my dad and one of my brothers would go up north to hunt, they would take grandpa along so he could stay with his brother and go gambling with him. My dad would pick grandpa up when it was time to go home. The weird thing is that my great uncle and grandpa actually won quite a bit of money, but never told anyone. We had no idea just how much money my grandma and grandpa had until my grandma passed in 2013 and my dad had to distribute the assets. It was shocking. They lived such a frugal life. We knew they certainly weren't destitute because my grandpa had a nice pension from the city of Detroit and his military pension from serving in World War II, but we didn't know just how well off they were. It was nice to know that grandma gave away a lot of money to charities. She was also around to help anyone when they needed money. Most of us would turn her money down because it felt vulgar borrowing from not just a sweet little old lady, but the world's best grandma.
Aww.
My grandparents have been a great inspiration for me. They were proof that one doesn't need a lot of expensive materials to be happy. So,
but that gambling money.
Oh,
Ooh.
Bury me with it, baby.
Ooh.
You're not getting shit. Yeah, people keep pissing me off in this world, in this lifetime. Guess what? It's all, I'm taking it all.
I am taking a U-Haul with me when I die.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I just loved that. I thought that was so cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love, love, love. I love like exploring just these weird questions and everyone has them.
Yeah. Well, and
Weird.
I wanted to do this as kind of like a listy coffin spinner just because I felt like these were all questions that would make good coffin spinners, but also
But there's not enough info. I know. I know. I agree.
So another one of those. But yeah, that's my coffin spinner for the week.
Well, thank you. I loved it.
Good.
I loved it, and I think that I will be requesting a smile in my coffin.
I want a smile, but also angry.
No.
I want a silly face. Or I want this.
Ouch! Or like.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how we want to be remembered. Let's talk about how some other people were remembered with their obituaries.
This obituary was sent in to us by our Geoff Bay.
Hey, Bay.
Hey, Bay. Bay says, "Hey, girlies. Been listening for a year now and finally had a moment to sit down and send an obituary.
Woohoo.
My mom and I have read obituaries for fun, mostly looking for the wild ones or super sweet and hearty ones. This is one she sent while we were sitting and talking on our regular Tuesdays together. This lady was quite a gal. So this is for Barbara, and she just passed away January 25th, 2025.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It says 40, in case you didn't know. 40 is how many jelly beans that can be crammed into the mouth of a teenaged girl. A discovery mankind still might be seeking today if it were not for a blonde and green-eyed wild child named Barb and her buddies Karen Lloyd and Heather a half-century ago. And only 40, Barb could verify, because 41 gets lodged in your throat and up comes the whole gooey black and blue mess.
Ugh.
Up with it, of course, came that laugh that would light up a lifetime. The Barb one that would start somewhere between a howl and a cackle and end up in full body shaking joy until it fell silent last week.
Oh.
That's when Barbara Ryan Smith passed away at age 65 due to complications from an 8-year bout with bronchiectasis. She grew up one of 6 kids in an Irish Catholic family in Wilmington, Delaware, effervescent and ever ready for adventure. Fibbing to her parents at age 14 about where she was going for the weekend, hopping on a bus with Karen to Rehoboth Beach with no money and no place to stay because, well, why not? In no time after graduating from John Dickinson High School, she built a vast client portfolio working for a Johnson Higgins insurance brokerage and created a startup that designed benefit programs for companies, all while being chauffeur, chef, and cheerleader for her 3 children, Joey, Vanessa, and Michael.
Love.
Then came a decision that would define the second half of her life. She'd been taunted for being chubby as a child and knew the psychological weight of that exceeded any numbers on a scale. She wanted to reach all the people carrying that burden, reassure them, and lead them laughing through the mountains they might imagine standing between them and a healthy body. She became Coach Barb to legions of individual and corporate group clients, inspiring them to just do something, just move, even if it meant turning up the tunes and shaking their booty while doing the dishes or laundry.
Love. Her
secret? Meeting people where they were. Listen, I get it. I once sat down and ate an entire cake. So did I.
It's a big whoop.
Okay, Barb. And 40 jelly beans, sort of. If an abusive relationship or a topsy-turvy schedule was what stood in their way, Barb was the one convincing them to call the police or showing up at their door at the only time they could work out. For one client, even at 3:30 a.m. What if she got her clients messed up and was like, you need to call the police? And it was like, I just like to eat pizza at night.
I just have a hard time saying no to the extra side of fries.
I guess I'll call the police.
Hello? Oh, shit. Okay. Come on, this woman helped people.
She did, and I love that philosophy of just meeting people where they're at.
Yeah.
You know? She created YouTube videos, gave buoyant motivational speeches, and wrote 3 wellness books. The Pizza and Ice Cream Diet, Find Your Balance in and Out of Balance World, and Drive-Thru Kitchen. Never missing a beat in the soundtrack staccato of her chopping and dicing knife as she alchemized 4 random items in the fridge into a family dinner to swoon for. Deal with what you're dealt with was her credo. Make a way, find a way, laugh away. I love that.
Love that.
After her marriage ended, a funny thing happened. She told her friend Trish Grant that if she ever did find love again, it would be with a soulmate hailing from a big, fun-loving family that she could be a part of. Not long before, Brent Smith, brother of one of Barb's old Dickinson High School friends, Janine, saw a blonde beauty flash up on Janine's Facebook page and said, "Whoa, who's that?"
Love.
A month later, and damn the state of emergency blizzard that day, they both made it to Janine's Super Bowl party and stayed up the entire night, literally, after which Brent followed Barb home in the morning, shoveled 2.5 feet of snow off her driveway, and was rewarded with an omelet from heaven that, truth be told, sealed the deal 17 hours after they'd met.
Wow.
What kept them up all night? No, not what you think. It was all the sentences they were already finishing for each other, all the touchstones they shared without knowing it due to their 7-year age difference. Same big Irish Catholic families, same church, same high school, same teachers, same subdivision. Hell, Brant was even her family's paper boy. They suddenly figured out, the one her father groused about because the fucking Weekend News Journal was always late. Barb's dream box, number 1, check. As for the other, becoming part of a big loving family, well, Brant was one of 9 that could suddenly become 49 when the extended Smith family converged. And they just happened to have a Virginia houseboat hoedown coming up on, where else? Smith Mountain Lake. Barb showed up in a custom-made Smithworthy ? T-shirt, sparkled in the 4 houseboats, deck top dance-offs, song-offs, and skit competitions, and bingo! Check dream box number 2.
Fun.
The third and unexpected box was the acre of lawn and gardens awaiting her when she moved into Brent's house in Huntersville, North Carolina. Now she had a soulmate and a soil mate in Brent, and all that nurturing of hers. She'd be the first and loudest to laugh at what a beautiful mess her life could be. The lady looking for her reading glasses with 2 of them parked on her head. But in her backyard, she'd be laid out on her stomach like a botanist with OCD, blade by blade focused and utterly immersed, tweezing out imperfections. Zany turned zen. The bronchiectasis showed up on a CT scan, a disease that damages airway walls, breeds bacteria and infections, and leaves even wellness gurus short of breath just folding the laundry. It meant spending hours each day bent over a nebulizer and curled up in exhaustion from coughing, somehow still laughing even when it hurt like hell too. Some of her ashes will end up in her gardens, some with her children, and some at the spot on nearby Lake Norman where she and Brent loved to anchor their boat, sip the latest craft beer hatched by her son Michael at his Huntsville microbrewery, Neoteric, and watch the sunset.
Aww.
The place where 14 years ago Barb found a bobbing blue genie bottle, slyly dropped into the water by Brent, containing the lyrics to their song by Rascal Flatts, which she pulled out and read in amazement. Others who broke my heart.
Well, they were like northern stars,
pointing me on my way
into your loving arms. This much I know is true. That God bless the broken road, led me straight to you.
When she turned around, Brent was on his knee asking her to marry him, and she was shaking with that laugh, even when she was crying. And then it lists all the people she survived by and predeceased by. A celebration of her life will occur on a date to be determined.
Oh,
I know.
Love you, Barb.
Love you, Barb.
Okay, well, I've got Jan over here.
Okay, Jan, let's hear it.
Jan Pearson of Eagle Lake, maker of things, died July 29th, 2024, and she is not happy about it. Born in Detroit in 1944, Jan grew up in Forest Hill, Toronto, and graduated from Women's College Hospital School of Nursing in 1966. She worked as an operating room nurse at Toronto General and Oshawa General Hospitals for several years before checking it all in 1972 to devote herself to raising a family. A fierce mother and a woman of opinions, numerous and strong, she was annoyed enough with options for her children's education that she helped lead the drive to found the Quest Center School in Durham region. She loved to embark on cooking adventures and sometimes misadventures, and never met a craft she didn't want to try.
Aww.
Her love of fiber arts in particular led to silk painting, felting, soft sculpture, macrame, and weaving. Ask her children about the loom sometime. Upon moving to the Haliburton area, she discovered wood carving and wire sculpture, and she devoted a vast effort to fashioning the throng of insects, dragons, and fantasy characters that festooned the walls and gardens of her home. A lifelong lover of a good deal, she also volunteered at the Lillian thrift store, allowing her to bring all manner of stuff home. So much stuff. Was she married? She was, and well, to Dawn Pearson for 56 years. Her children, Chris and Michael, found equally loving marriages to Rebecca and Patrick. Her grandchildren, Chloe and Quentin, loved Jan ferociously, as did Skyla, her spaniel. She is also missed by Amazon and Temu, for whom she provided substantial financial assistance, and by many friends and neighbors who will long remember the sound of her laughter and arguing from across the lake. As per Jan's wishes, there will be no visitation or funeral. Jan intensely disliked cut flowers and will haunt you if you send them.
No.
Instead, give to Four Seas Food Bank and Lillian in Haliburton, and to the Haliburton Highlands Health Services Foundation. Also, if you know a smoker, she wants you to tell them to knock it off. Funeral arrangements have been...
Don't look at me, I'll look at you.
Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to the Haliburton Community Funeral Home. And that's it.
Oh, I love it.
That was like a fun one.
That was a fun one.
Know. They did a really good job.
She's not happy.
One. Yeah, she's not happy about it.
Not happy about it.
Oh, shit. Well, we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
That can only mean one thing. It means it's time for some dumb
ass criminals.
Broken road, let me home to you. Who you got?
I have a real Star Wars lover from, this is 2022.
Oh my God, is it you?
No, but I do love Star Wars. Fox35Orlando.com reported on this, and it says a Central Florida man was arrested after deputies said he posed as a Walt Disney World cast member and took a Star Wars R2-D2 droid in the hopes that Disney's security would hire him. He had a whole scheme. David Proudfoot, 44, of Kissimmee, is facing a grand theft charge and a charge of obstruction by false information, according to an arrest affidavit. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says on May 31st, deputies were called to the Swan Reserve Hotel by Disney security. When they arrived, they made contact with Proudfoot, who they say was wearing beige work pants, an orange work vest, and a Disney name tag.
Weirdo.
He reportedly identified himself as David Rogers at first and said he worked in the receiving division of the Yacht Club Resort. The affidavit
Me too. Come on, Yacht Club members.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. The affidavit states that Disney security stopped Proudfoot because he was seen by hotel security pushing a cart on the property and it looked suspicious. The officer offered to help Proudfoot with the cart and says that he appeared confused as to how to get to the loading dock and what the hotel's proper procedures are. That's when deputies were called to the hotel. Proudfoot reportedly told deputies that part of his job is to move items from one location to the other. Love that job.
Love.
And that his boss's name is James McDaniels. Security said they have no record of anyone named David Rogers working for Disney, and the McDaniels works in California. A deputy escorted Proudfoot to the Yacht Club Resort to retrieve his belongings and driver's license from the employee lockers, but says Proudfoot appeared to be lost and confused and failed to open the locker. The deputy then reportedly noticed that Proudfoot had a wallet on him, and it said his whole thing. But Proudfoot reportedly admitted to moving the R2-D2 droid from the third floor of the hotel to an unknown location and a game machine because he had an application for a security job pending at Walt Disney World and wanted to show weaknesses in the security of the resort.
So he stole them just to be like, look what a good security guard I did.
Yes, in hopes
Genius.
of securing a better paying job at Walt Disney World.
Let me see him. Is his mugshot in there?
Yes.
The bangs.
We'll post his picture. Yeah.
Love
he looks
that.
like Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, I've got kind of like a Disney vibe going with mine too. Also involving a Florida man. And also my article is from Fox.
Okay.
This is from February 4th of this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A Florida man was recently arrested after leading authorities on a wild chase on January 27th while wearing a Dalmatian onesie.
101 Dalmatians.
He's the 101st. Dylan Keith Devereaux, 36, is charged with fleeing to elude, escaping, reckless driving, leaving the scene involving property damage, battery on a law enforcement officer, assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, resisting an officer without violence, depriving a law enforcement officer of equipment, drug equipment possession, possession of a new legend drug, possession of methamphetamine, and petite larceny, according to court records.
For the love of God.
After initiating a chase, Devereaux crashed into a tree and took off running, according to an arrest report. He was shot with a stun gun and fell to the ground. And as troopers were handcuffing him, a fight ensued, and Devereaux was shot with a stun gun again, according to the report. He escaped once more and took off running toward the woods with one handcuff on. Additional officers arrived at the scene, and a 3-year-old canine tracked Devereaux to his nearby home, according to FHP. The suspect's girlfriend told troopers she did not want them near her home since she has drugs inside and didn't want to go to jail. Fucking idiots. Okay, but wait. This is so great because I need to show you not only
Oh my God.
the onesie, but also there's the picture and it made me laugh so hard.
His shoes.
His
Cinderella.
little flip-floppers.
Cinderella.
Oh no, he left them behind. Girl, I was like, why'd they post that picture?
He turned into a pumpkin.
He's out of there. Okay, and we have to be out of there actually because I have to pee so bad.
So do I.
Oh my God, okay. So we're wrapping it up is basically what we're trying to tell you. We had a great time. Okay, we had so much fun, but we've got to go. We've got things to take care of.
We gotta go. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Check out our YouTube, youtube.com/@obituarypodcast.
And everything else is on obituarypodcast.com. Anything you need.
And buy our book.
Even the book.
Even the book.
It would be easier if you went to prh.com/obituary if you wanted to purchase the book. But, I'm just saying.
I love these so much.
I love it too.
Joan Crawford, iconic.
Icon.
Okay. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Love you. Bye.
For more coffin spinners.
Oh, obituaries.
And dumb.
Ass.
Criminals. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you. You've been a lovely audience.
Oh.